Hey guys, welcome back to Witchy Life Story. We got our little crow here as we do. Oh, hey, so last time we finally did the full moon ritual, and that was pretty good. Oh, I've never noticed that before. So we're about halfway through this. I'd say a little more than halfway. So we're gonna try and do 2 or 3 days. So we'll see where we're at for time. But let's change our outfit as we do at the beginning of every episode because it's just fun. Let's see. Trying to pick something I haven't worn yet. Just kind of hard. No, done that, done that. Have I done this one yet? I don't think I have. I'll do this one. And what are we thinking for hair? Do something. That's kind of fun to do like a side shave with this. Yeah, and what about, the side? Oh, the mini hat's so cute. Is there just like a regular black one though? I kind of like that. I liked the mini hat though. Like, that's so cute. That's adorable as well. Let's do the mini hat though. We haven't done that yet. And then, do we want earrings? Let me just do those ones. Now, do I like this side? Maybe I don't like the side shade with this hat though. Let's see. Poofy here. Pep down. You know, I guess I'll keep it like that. I like that. I wish it was just like a plain black hat. Like that one's kind of black. Not close enough. Maybe we'll just do nothing. Yeah, let's just do nothing. I think that's nice, right? We'll do that for now. Alright. I like doing these kinds of videos, like the story ones where you make voices and stuff. They're always my favorite to watch, so let's give our little crow our treat. Is it crystal time? One crow treat coming up. Caw-caw! What did you find this time? Oh, wow. Celestine, this is one of my favorites. Such a nice shade of blue. Look at the face. Gran would like this one too. I'll have to show it to her when we see her again. For now, though, we'll put it away for safekeeping. Ooh, can I put it on my altar? Wait, can I not? It's right there. I want to put it on... Oh, what? And there we go. Okay, I guess we'll keep it like that. I don't know why I can't put it here. Oh, wow, look at these. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know I could put these up here. Let's do charm and... I do like this one. I wonder why I can't select that one, though. Alright, let's get to making some letters. Dear Robin, I think I'm ready to take the first steps towards leaving Flora, but I won't lie. But I won't lie. The idea of leaving makes me nervous. I wish there was some way to take Flora with me wherever I go. Are there any incense or anything that could help? Why do I have a feeling Mel might have written this? Hello, Robin. I am a sad grump who needs to be kinder to myself. I can't keep letting mean people get to me. Do you have a charm for that? I think Mel must have written that. I'm a sad grump. Robin, I think I figured it... Wait, I can't read today. I think I figured it... the music for the festival. Oh, figured out. So that's not my fault, okay. but I still have to perform it. I think the piece is really good, but I just can't imagine myself playing with confidence. Maybe some incense to help me summon up the courage to ask? Summon up the courage to help. Alright. Let's get to brewing. Let's do our first order for Ruth, plus that one and that one. So, need some lavender, some geranium, and some yarrow. And she wants an incense. So that's this one, right? Yeah. There we go. I think if I ever made a game, it would be something like this, you know? Keep crafting. Something that's just like calm and simple, plus pink and pea. Lavender again. Did Hollybrook and Illumium. A charm. Be this one, right? Yeah. I got these memorized now. Alright, release charm. So interesting. And for Devin, star or NH. Which one's a star? The chamomile and the weird H geranium. Lots of geranium today, huh? And this is incense as well. There we go. Confidence incense. Alright. Let's go do our flowers. Oh, weird. How come I can clip these ones? I must not have clipped them last time, huh? That's okay. Let's water all these so they're nice and good again. There we go. Alright. Now these we can clip. There we go. And we'll water you. You're nice and bright and happy again. It's such a cute little garden. I'd love to have a garden again. But we don't really have an outdoors to our apartment as of yet, but I'd love to have a little garden. Although, to be fair, I don't have the greenest thumb. I probably could if I tried, but let's go to the village. I just forget to water things, honestly. Oh, let's see our boyfriend. On your way to the town square, you see Jonas and the dog running around together outside. Come here, boy. My new test subject seems to be in better shape. Oh, he doesn't like me. Caesar. Don't worry, boy. I'll protect you from this witch. Have you given him a name yet? Oh, right. You forgot to give him a name? No, I just forgot to mention it. Robin, meet Caesar. He's settling in pretty well, I think. I will take him down to the festival site later today and introduce him to everyone. You're going to come with me everywhere I go, right, boy? Look at his hopeful face. Everywhere? Even on dates? Why, do you not like him? Doesn't matter if I like him? I mean, maybe, because he's always going to be near me, so if you want to be near me... Ramsey and I might be able to get used to having a dog around. Really? Oh, he's so helpful. But only if he's a good boy. Are you a good boy? Right, Caesar? And you are a good boy, right, Caesar? I read that wrong. Some of my crew members also have dogs, so they've been helping me figure things out. Caesar is my first pet, so I've learned a lot. That new love charm you made must have been pretty potent. I care about people and stuff, but I've never felt this way about something before. Like, I've always liked animals, but having an actual pet feels so different. I can't speak to pets, but witches are pretty close to their familiars. Yeah, they're kind of like a partner, right? Yep. Well, except when they say your pet's spell is too powerful, they don't let you nap. They tell you not to eat strange fungus. But to be honest, I did it anyway. Maybe he was right. It didn't have much in terms of magical potency, but It certainly caused other rather potent problems. Ramsay didn't come near me for almost a week. I mean, sounds like Remy was just trying to help you. The other day, after I got Caesar a bath and stuff, I started thinking about when I yelled at my crew again. And I started feeling sad and angry at myself. Caesar came up to me and just put his head in my lap, and I calmed down. It reminded me that even though that one bad thing happened, my crew helped me a lot with Caesar. I'm still laughing this whole time. So, if they aren't still mad at me, maybe I should stop being mad at myself. Caesar, you're pretty powerful for just being a pet. Ooh, scratch behind the ears. That's what they love. My cat loves it too. Whoa, you give Caesar pets. Maybe he's alright. You hear that, Caesar? The witch says you're alright. I knew you'd come around to him. Huh? You want to go for a walk? I suppose we could do that. Robin, do you want to come with us? Let me think. Spending more time with both of you? I think I'd like that. Yeah, we'd like that too, right, Caesar? Yes, Caesar. Good boy. You, Jonas, and Caesar all go for a walk through the woods. Caesar has a good time sniffing around and barking at the birds. You and Jonas joke around and have a good time. Suddenly, Caesar runs off. Caesar, where are you going? Come here! I've had the dog for a few days and I've already lost him. I'm sure he'll come back. Caesar! Caesar! Just as suddenly as he ran off, Caesar comes back. Caesar, don't scare me like that! Wait, what do you have there? Jonas takes a bouquet of wildflowers from Caesar's mouth. What a smart dog! Did you bring me flowers? Caesar nudges you with his snout. Oh, am I supposed to give these to... Jonas looks at you. You look at Jonas. These are for you. You take the wildflowers from Jonas. Thanks. He's got a wingman. I should get these into some water. We can walk you home then. We should get to the festival grounds anyway. Jonas and Caesar walk you home. You catch Jonas looking at you out of the corner of your eye. When you do, you both look away from each other, blushing. Well, here we are. Good luck with meeting everyone today, Caesar. I'm sure he'll get along with the crew just fine. Yeah, I think so too. Catch you later. Aw, how cute. Aw. Huh? Venus? Jonas does seem to love Caesar. I don't know if that's what it means. And it looks like he's working on being kinder to himself, too. Alright then, that's another thing to take note of in the grimoire. Alright, let's see Mel. Please let Mel be better. Please let Mel be better. You approach Mel's house and gently knock on the door. Come in! You enter the home and see Mel curled up on the couch with some soup. You notice she's surrounded by flowers and other foods, too. Don't I look in a sad state? Sorry. As we said at the full moon ritual, it's not entirely your fault. You're not the only one who got carried away. I got so worked up about everything needed to be perfect. About making sure everyone else is having a good time. To be at my best, I need rest. So you're not mad at me? Of course not. I'm madder at myself than anyone. But tell me, do you think I'm boring? Huh? Not really. I mean, I did get to see what happens when magic goes wrong. That was an exciting experience. Though, potentially not a good one, but I wouldn't call it boring. Why do you ask? Seems kinda out of the blue. Because I think everyone likes Jonas more than me. You're jealous of Jonas? I am! People are always laughing with him. More like at him. And he's always getting invited to parties. Do you like parties? Nah, I'm too old for that stuff now, but people just seem to like him. And you don't think people like you? Of course not. I'm the one managing the budgets. And who gets angry over toilets? And who has to tell Jonas and his crew to hurry up? Everyone hates me! You retake a look around the room. You notice all the food, flowers, and get well cards. Did Gene get all this stuff for you? No, but he made the soup I'm eating. Then where is it all from? Various people from the village, my coworkers at the town hall, etc. They heard about me feeling down and sent over all of this. I don't know where they found the time with everything that needs to be done. Sure seems like a lot of effort. I know I wouldn't do that unless I like someone. Like, a lot. So you're saying people like me? I think so. Maybe you're like my gran. She's always scolding me, but she's always teaching me too. And even though she's a little stodgy, she has taught me a lot of neat spells. Without her, I wouldn't be here right now. I don't know where I'd be if I'm completely honest. I'm trying to say that you are necessary, Mel. If everyone were a goofball like Jonas, nothing would get done. There wouldn't be any festival at all. And what's more boring than that? Mel falls silent and looks around the room. You're right. I'm surrounded by the village's love right now, aren't I? Mel looks down at her bowl of soup. And Jean's love, too. What did Jonas bring you? Mel's eyes dart around the room. Oh my god, that brat! His sister is sick from stress, and he hasn't come to see me! Knowing Jonas, he probably didn't want to bother. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. Who could that be? Come in! Jonas walks in. Hey, sis. Perfect timing. What are you doing here? Jean said you weren't feeling well. Actually, I'm feeling a lot better right now. I think some rest has done me good. It's about time you tried that, instead of all that magic. No offense, Robin. No, I think we might have overdone it. Anyway, I thought I'd come over to see if you need any... Nope! Everyone out! What? I just got here. I need to rest to ensure I'm in top shape by tomorrow. The festival isn't going to organize itself. So, come on, get! Mel shoos you and Jonas out of the house. Oh, well, I guess I'll head back to work. Sheesh, it seems like she's on the mend anyhow. Yeah, I think she'll be alright. Knowing Mel, she'll be up and at 'em by tomorrow. I should get going, though. Bye! Sounds like Mel struggles with finding balance in her life, and realizing people do care about her wellness. Ooh. Pink. Venus? Maybe Mel should incorporate things attributed to Venus in her life. Let me write that down in my grimoire. Alright, let's talk to Ruth. You walk up to Ruth's home. After the full moon ritual, you wonder what state she'll be in. You knock on the door. Robin, how good to see you. Are you here to deliver my spell? Yep. It's right here. Here's the memory incense. You hand the memory incense to Ruth. Yes, these should help. What are you trying to do? You know what I mentioned at the full moon ritual? You not being mayor and going traveling? Yes. So you intend to do that? Or you're not? No, I am, but as much as the idea of exploring the world excites me, I've never really left Flora, so the idea also terrifies me. I see. I feel that. Why pressure yourself to go when you know you can be comfortable right here? Yes, I think that's precisely it. I am comfortable in Flora, even with my desire to leave. It's strange. I wish I could just take it with me wherever I go. Is that what the memory spell is for? Mm-hmm. Before I use these incense, I thought of taking a walk. Would you care to join me? Grand adventure with Ruth? Lead the way! While I appreciate the enthusiasm, you might be getting yourself a little too excited. You and Ruth head out on your walk to around Flora. First, you come to the lake. I have many happy memories. I have many happy memories with my daughter and Nisha here. Both of them are so similar. They loved running and playing in the water and finding small little critters. I still listen to the crickets and the frogs when I come here. The sounds take me right back to their childhoods. I wish I could take this lake with me wherever I go. Ruth just might have given you an idea. Yes, you gave her the memory incense, which she can burn once she gets home, but what if you have another tool to help her keep her dearest memories close? Ruth? Yes, Robin? What if I told you I had a tool you could potentially use to take the lake with you? Is this some experimental magic? Look at that face. She's like, no, not at all. I've used it before, and it doesn't require magic at all. It might even improve your ability to use the memory and sense. But it's not magic. No, it's more of a sensory tool to help you focus and remember details. Interesting. What does it entail? You're already an avid walker, so you might already be doing some of these things. The gist of it is being very mindful of your surroundings. When I find myself in a place I want to remember, I use my senses to create a sort of snapshot. You can do this by focusing on one sense at a time. Does that all make sense? You're right, it is something I've somewhat done on my walks before. I've never actively tried using my senses to create memories, but I think I'd be willing to try. Great, how about on this walk we do some practice then? That sounds like a good idea. Since we're already at the lake, let's try focusing on one of our senses here. Let's start with sight. So I focus on what I see? Yep, try focusing on colors, textures, how the sun reflects off things, etc. Okay. Ruth takes a deep breath. You see her looking around. Sometimes things catch her eye, and you can tell she's trying to focus hard on them. Even though the lake looks still, it isn't really. Everything is moving, whether it's with the breeze or light. This is a lot to take in. Yeah, it can be, but don't worry about trying to hold on to everything just yet. I find it usually takes a few sessions to complete a snapshot. That makes sense. I think I'd like to make our way to the forest next. You and Ruth walk to the forest. I always come here when I feel like hiding from the world. I used to be afraid of these woods. When I was a little girl, I played hide-and-seek at night here with friends. I lost my way while looking for a hiding place, and suddenly all the trees looked like monsters. Fortunately, my screams let my friends find me. That's awful. It was at the time, but then I became determined to know these woods. And now we're good friends. Ready to practice one of the senses? Sure. How about taste? Yeah, taste. Do you mean I'm supposed to eat? No, you don't want to eat anything unless you can identify what it is. Taste is a little tricky though, I admit. One way to do it is to take a deep breath and see how the air feels. Alright. Ruth takes a deep breath with her mouth open. Wow, I don't know if this is necessarily taste, but I can feel like I can taste the cool, damp air. It's very clear, almost like drinking water. That was very good. I think you're getting the hang of this. Thank you. I think this is a good exercise. It's also very relaxing, sort of meditation. Yeah, it is. I think I know where I'd like to go next. It's to my secret spot. Whoa, I get to see Ruth's secret spot? Only a few know about it. Follow me. Ruth takes off on a brisk walk through the woods. You can hardly keep up. You notice the elevation is rising, and now you know why Ruth is in such great shape. How much further? You'll see. You huff and puff your way up. Ruth seems fine. You come to a sudden clearing. We're here. Wow. After you catch your breath, you look out. You can see all of Flora from here, and more. How far up did we just walk? Isn't it wonderful? This isn't my secret spot, if I'm completely honest. Our previous witch showed it to me. I want to try focusing on one of my senses up here. I think that's a great idea. How about you try touch? Okay. Ruth takes a deep breath. I can feel the cool breeze and the warm sun on my face. The grass is soft beneath my feet. I feel expansive as if I could fly, weightless and free. I wish I could stay here forever, but I know I can't. I know I have to leave, even though I'll be back. When I return from my travels, this is the first spot I'll visit. Ruth turns and looks at you. Thanks for coming up here with me, Robin. Of course. This has been the best workout I've had in a long time. Fortunately, going downhill is much easier. Come on, let's go. You and Ruth make your way back down the mountain into her home. I think I'll have to practice that sensory technique more later. This might sound strange, considering I just asked for a way to remember Flora, but I wish I had something to help me cleanse the space, too. Like, as a final way of letting go and preparing myself to move on. Does that make sense? Of course, kind of like taking what you want and then moving on? Yes, I think that's exactly it. Of course, I'm not asking for anything extra. These memory incense should really help. Well, I think it's back to the festival preparations. I've been away too long already. I'll be on my way then, too. Bye. Bye-bye. Something to help you say goodbye and move on, but in a good way. Maybe a besom could help with that? They're for sweeping away energies to make space for new ones. I'm pretty sure I saw a small broom at Jamina's house I could use. I wonder if that would be a good idea. Let's talk to Nisha. Is she gonna be mean? You walk up to Nisha's home and knock on the door. Robin, I know why you're here. You want to talk about what happened. Yeah. I'm all ears if you want. I appreciate it. Most people avoid the subject, or write it off as in my head. But I guess you got to bear witness, so you know I didn't make a mess of things. How about going to our usual spot and talking about it? Sure, let's go. You and Nisha walk to the beach. She seems distant and doesn't say a word the entire walk. You arrive at the beach and sit on a couple of rocks. So, first, you have to promise not to laugh. I'm a witch. If there's one person who's going to listen to someone about feisty spirits, it's me. I know, it's just the only person who ever believed me was the village witch. So I'm more used to people not believing me. What kind of spirits are they exactly? The last witch called them the Feblinibles, but I don't know if that's a real thing or not. I've never heard of them, but that doesn't mean anything. Spirits aren't exactly my forte. They got me into so much trouble as a kid. They'd pull on whoever was sitting in front of me's hair. They'd knock supplies off shelves, they'd even eat other kids' lunches. Then I would yell at them to stop and get scolded for shouting in the middle of class. Everyone thought I was acting out for attention, but that wasn't the case. I knew everyone would think it was weird if I told them the truth, so I hid it, and that just made things worse. If the witch believed you, how come she didn't give you a cleansing spell? She tried, but Gran once again believed everything was fine. She thought I'd outgrow it. Clearly, I haven't. The witch left soon after that. It's a good thing I'm here then. Time to banish. No. See, the problem is, they're my friends. Your friends. Yes, but they ruined your childhood. Yeah, they got me in a lot of trouble, but they're the ones who introduced me to art. And we used to get along most of the time, just people don't understand them or me. Instead of listening to me, people would, just stop, which in turn made things worse. Okay, now I'm lost. This is turning out to be story time with Nisha, isn't it? You notice Nisha fidgeting a lot with her hands. She must be feeling nervous still. Here. Do you want a hug? You give Nisha a big hug. It looks like she's calmed down a bit. This is hard to talk about, but here it goes. I'm home alone one day, as I usually am because Gran worked a lot. I hear this weird chattering coming from outside, so I go and take a look, except I don't see anything. But then I hear it again, but a little further off. So I follow it, but every time I think I've caught up, it's just a little further away. Eventually, the chattering leads me to the old art studio. Gran boarded it up after my parents died, since they ran it. I hear the chattering again, except it's coming from inside this time. I pry a loose board off one of the windows and go inside. And that's when I see everything. Canvases, brushes, paints, charcoal, and more. It was like stumbling into Wonderland. Every time I think I'd found everything, their chattering led me to more supplies. But I know it's night, and I've created all this stuff. That's when I hear Gran and a group of villagers enter the studio. It ends up they've been looking for me. I hide, thinking I'm in trouble, but no, Gran is just happy I'm safe. I swear I saw a tear go down her face as she looked around the art studio. The only tear I've ever seen from her. She then declares that the village will reopen the studio. From then on, I spent most of my time there, in the Fibbly Nibblies. I chatted with them every day while I worked, bouncing ideas off them and stuff. Without them, I wouldn't be the artist I am today. Wow. I want to meet them. I've never really introduced them to anyone before. They tend not to like anyone else, though. They get jealous easily. Do you think there's anything you can do to help me? Or rather, us? As I mentioned before, spirits aren't my forte, and you also want them to stick around. I'll have to think about it. I wonder if they're mad I left for school. Could be. Yusha stands up and takes a deep breath. Well, that's my story then. Now you know all about the Fibbly Nibblies. Are you going to head back to the studio? Yeah, I should probably get to cleaning. They should have hopefully calmed down. They tend to after a big blow-up. If there's anything I can do, make sure to let me know. Yeah, will do. Well, I should get going now. Thanks again for the chat. Sure, anytime. Pluto. That is the planet of connection and boundaries, especially in relation to spirits and such. Not surprising considering Misha's strained relationship with the Fibbly Nibblies. Yeah, incorporating something associated with Pluto could help Nisha. Time to write that in my grimoire. You walk up to Jean's cafe. I wonder if he's gonna actually want this. Jean's baking something super yummy. You walk into the cafe. You notice there's only one customer, but you can't tell who they are behind the newspaper they're reading. Hey, Jean.
Robin, what are you doing here?
Is that how you greet all your customers? I brought your spell.
What is this?
The release charm you asked for?
I didn't ask for that.
But I got a letter from you. I knew it! Don't tell me he's refusing a spell again. We thought you were past that.
I never sent a letter.
You hear the rustling of the newspaper. You look over at the other customer. You see them wearing oversized sunglasses and a hat. Maybe they have a mustache too? Is it Mel? But when you make eye contact, they quickly pull the newspaper back up. Eavesdropper? But the letter had your name on it.
I told you, I never wrote the letter.
Maybe you wrote it in your sleep?
I do not write in my sleep.
I know. You have a twin.
I do not have a twin. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to...
The person reading the newspaper clears their throat. You and Jean look over at them. I think I have an explanation. The customer drops their newspaper, removes their hat, sunglasses, and mustache. I knew it! I ordered the spell, Jean.
Mel, you should be home. You're still sick.
You didn't realize that customer was your wife? He's been too wrapped up in baking madeleines to notice much these days. Just go and look in the trash. Oh, jeez. You walk over to the trash can. It's filled to the brim with madeleines.
They're all failures.
And how would you know? Did you let anyone try them? All of these madeleines are failures? But they smell so good, and they look baked to perfect like gold.
I do not serve failure at this cafe.
Jean and Mel continue to quarrel, but you can't take your eyes off the trash can. You can feel the madeleines radiating heat. These madeleines are fresh. Your mouth begins to water. There doesn't seem to be anything else in the trash can, so really, it's just a bin full of fresh, perfectly baked madeleines. That means you could totally... All because one critic said... That critic again. Who cares about critics when there's a whole bin of madeleines in front of you? Eat a madeleine. Yes, Robin, there's no need to hold back now. Just reach your hand out and...
Robin, what are you doing? They were calling me! I know that's a lie.
But they were! 1,000 little voices saying, "Eat me! Eat me!"
Those voices were in your stomach.
You know what? Mel's right! This tyranny ends today! I never said anything about tyranny. You take your hand and shove it into the trash bin of Madeline's. Take a fistful. You lock eyes with Jean as you shove the fistful of Madeline's into your mouth. Who cares that you can barely chew them? They're finally in your mouth, and that's all that matters.
You just ate from the...
What? Does that bother you? Next thing you know, Mel shoves her hand into the trash bin of Madeline's, locks eyes with Jean's, and shoves the fistful of Madeline's into her mouth. She coughs from hardly being able to breathe, but she stands proud in her defiance.
You both just ate.
You try to keep your eyes locked on Jean, but this buttery flavor, this light, fluffy texture, like a delicate cloud of... Am I in heaven? Jean, these are truly... You see Jean's expression change from horror to Jean.
Let me make some tea.
Jean runs off to the kitchen and brings a tea tray. Let me grab a platter for the Madelines. Mel grabs a platter, puts some Madelines on it, and brings it back to the table. Jean, you simply must serve these at the festival. Though ideally not from a trash bin. How could you ever think these were bad? Jean and Mel look at each other.
There was a critic who came to the cafe. I didn't know he was coming until a few hours before, so I rushed and baked some Madelines along with a few other things. But while rushing to get everything, I forgot about the Madelines and I let them bake too long. The next day, he said my dry Madelines revolted him in his review.
I see. But that's the only negative review Jean's Cafe has ever gotten, isn't that right? Wow, really? That's impressive. Exactly. That's why I ordered the release charm. You ordered the spell? That explains the weird letter.
Mel?
I just wanted you to move on from that one single critic who caught you on the wrong day. Honestly, he probably knew that when he wrote that review. When I had my issues in the city, you had the idea to move out here so I could be happy. So I could get away from all the people who didn't think I was capable. I realize how much of a sacrifice that was for you. This charm is my way of telling you not to let those kinds of people get you down. You're so talented, Jean. It's not worth spending your time on people who think otherwise.
Thank you.
Oh, look how sweet. Is Jean smiling? I suppose you won't be needing that curse. Curse? What curse? Cosmopolitan says only the most advanced witches should perform curses. And Robin, you're still a witch in training.
No, I don't think so. I should start preparing the ingredients for the batter. That way, we can make it a day or so ahead, then bake all the Madelines the day of.
We can serve local tea blends along with them.
Yes, I think that's an excellent idea.
Let me write that down on my to-do list. I have a meeting with vendors coming up, so I can mention it to them.
It won't be too much work?
Not at all. Mel raises her cup of tea. To the festival!
To the festival.
To the festival! Jean and Mel chug the rest of their tea. Let's do this!
Yes.
Suddenly, Jean and Mel take off, leaving you at the table. You overhear them talking. You know, maybe you should consider writing that cookbook you've been thinking about after the festival.
I keep all my recipes in my head.
Jean memorizes all his recipes?
But maybe writing them down would be good. Also, please go home and rest.
Fine! Hey, doesn't Jamina's shop have an old journal? I bet Jean could use that. And I could enchant it for him, too. I wonder if that would be a good idea. Huh. I wonder how I can get enough money for that. You arrive at the studio. You don't hear any music coming from inside, though. I wonder if Devin is actually in here. Open the door and see Devin sitting by the window. Robin, you're here. Devin runs over to you. Do you have it? Do you have it? Whoa. I assume you mean the spell? Yes, this looks perfect. So you've got a song written then? Yeah, I do.
After all the community talk at the full moon ritual, I thought talking to some local musicians would help. So, Mel introduced me to some of them. After I finished speaking with them, I sat down and just wrote and wrote and wrote. Things finally clicked. Yeah, I'm sharing it with Mel and Ruth today. But I wanted you to be the first one to hear it. Really? Even with everything that's happened, I could write this song because of you. But no more runes, okay? Yes, yes. If I start to panic, I want to figure out how to work through it. But not force my way through it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I get it. So, you want to hear it? Of course! Show me your masterpiece. Well, I don't know if it's a masterpiece, but I'm pretty proud of it. Devin takes a seat and brings out their guitar. Ah, look, I'm getting new photos and stuff. As they do, suddenly you feel transported somewhere else, sitting around a fire with old friends, a bright, sunshine-filled garden. You can taste something savory, perhaps it's a stew? You realize these are all places of things and comfort. There's a brightness to it, a sense of optimism. Even with long, hard days ahead, there will always be something good on the other side. As the chorus swells, you get a feeling of reassurance that all your work will pay off. Somehow, everything seems possible. Everyone will work together, and that collective energy will ensure that Harvest Festival's success. They won't even need a witch's blessing, and somehow you feel like that's exactly how it should be. Devin's song comes to an end. They take a deep breath. So, what do you think? I'm speechless. I feel like I fell into a trance. It wasn't too dissimilar to when we play music for our festivals or our rituals. Words don't capture it. Wow, I made you speechless? I wasn't expecting that. Why did that piece of music affect you so much? I wonder if your music had such a strong effect because we're friends. Perhaps the strength of our bond amplified the power of the song. You see Devin turn bright red. Now I'm the speechless one. But of course, there's still the matter of playing for Ruth and Mel. That's the real reason I asked for the spell. When do you have to play for them? I'll probably head over a little after you leave. You know Devin asked you not to use runes anymore, but you still feel compelled to help them further. Devin said they wanted something that would help them work through their fear. Perhaps there is something more you can do. Devin, have you ever heard of countdown meditation? I don't want to risk the confidence spell with any other magic. It's not really magic. It is one of the techniques witches use to quiet the mind before performing magic. I don't see why a non-witch couldn't use it too, especially before something like a musical performance. Of course, we only have to try it if you want. Devin looks apprehensive. You can't blame them either. How much experience do you have with this? In all honesty, it's one of those things I probably need to practice more. I know the basic principles, but I'm not always successful in pulling it off. But I think I'll help the effectiveness of the confidence incense. And increase your confidence in general without the spell. Let's try it then. Maybe this is a kind of technique I've been looking for. Alright, let's get started then. You take the confidence incense and light them. You take a seat across from Devin. Let's close our eyes. We're going to count down from 10. For each number, we'll focus on something. I usually use colors. There are currently 10 different colors in my garden, so we can work with those. So, what am I doing? I'm going to say a number and a color, and I want you to focus on that color. The idea is to force your brain to focus on something other than your anxiety. Okay. Let's start. 10. A red rose. Devin takes a deep breath. You can tell they're still uncomfortable, but you're glad they're trying. 9. Maybe this will work. The orange calendula. Calendula? I don't know how to say that. 8. Yellow yarrow. They take another deep breath. This one is more noticeably deeper and longer than their initial one. You notice your breath is also deeper and longer too. 7.
Green rosemary. Devon's shoulders relax. You're impressed they've made it this far. Your mind usually starts to wander around now. 6. Blue pea flower. Devon takes another deep breath. 5. Pink hollyhock. You notice their knees relax. They fall a little closer to the ground. 4. Purple lavender. Their head drops. Are they asleep? 3. Burgundy geranium. Devon takes an even deeper, longer breath. No, they're not asleep. You could sense the focus in that breath. 2. White chamomile. Almost there. 1. Black aluminium. That is not black. Or aluminium. Aluminium? Devon completely relaxes and takes another long, deep breath. You allow them to sit there for an extra moment. You're impressed by how well they've done. Though you really won't know until they reopen their eyes. Devon, open your eyes. Devon raises their head and slowly opens their eyes. The panic and sense of unease that was there before are gone. Are you sure that wasn't magic? I feel so much calmer now. Calmer, but not out of it or sleepy. I feel like I can do things. Like I want to do things. This is weird. That's probably part of the meditation and part the incense. Wow. I think I'm ready to play for Ruth and Mel. That's great. Do you want me to go with you? Actually, I think I'll go on my own. I think I've got the confidence this time. And it's all thanks to you. Remember, witchcraft is a melding of energies, so it's not just mine. I guess you're right. Sometimes I wish I had something to carry with me all the time. Like something to remind me of the power of my energy. Something to carry. Oh, is that silly? No, not at all. Sorry, I was just a little lost in thought, is all. I should get going. I don't want to keep Mel and Ruth waiting. Thanks again. Oh, I'm reading my voice. Thanks again for all your help, Robin. Of course, anytime. Devon wants something they could always carry. What about that locket at Jamina's store? Maybe I could craft something out of that. Maybe I can haggle down the price, too. So now it's showing me to have things. How can I haggle the price, though? Can I? I don't have enough. I can't click on anything else, though. I'm gonna have to look into that for next time. I really wonder if there's a way to buy those, but let's go home. And I think that's actually gonna be it for today. I know I said I might do 2 or 3 episodes, but I think these are actually getting longer because I'm getting a lot more story going on now. So I don't want to make the video too long. So I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye!